Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you about the three type of souls that humans have. There is one, it's called the nafs al-mutma'inna. The basically the nafs, the soul that very content what they have. Like he's very content with little. They're not really, you know, they don't fall into the material world. They have to chase some money. They're very content. That's the first soul. Second soul is the nafs al-lawama. That means the soul that blame you for things that you do wrong. Basically, when you do things, if you do something wrong, and that type of soul will tell you, why you like that? Why you're like that? You shouldn't be doing this. You should not be, doing these things. And it makes you, it's kind of blame you, and it make you guilty. It make you feel guilty. Okay? And nafs, so that's a lawama, and the nafs al-ammara bis-su. Al-ammara bis-su is the third one is the ammara bis-su, the one actually tells you to do wrong. Oh yeah, this person does this to you. You do not let this go. Destroy this person. This person is horrible. Let's go to war. Let's kill people. That's the one that actually tells you to do wrong. The third one, the amara basu. That meaning, I'm translating. Sorry guys. So I'm translating what it means. Basically, it tells you to do wrong. Basically, they have the nafs amara bisu. That meaning the one actually push you to do wrong in life, to do horrible things to people and not care one bit. You think you're justified to do it, okay? And then al-mutma'inna is the best one. Al-nafs al-mutma'inna. An-nafs al-mutma'inna is the best type of soul to get. God says, the Prophet says, you ask God to give you that type of soul, because that soul, that type of soul is very content, and it would do better in life. It do because it's a gift. A soul is a gift, right? A soul is a gift from God, right? When Adam was, put in the Garden of Eden, he was just, a little lump. He could not move, he could not walk, he could not do anything, when he was created. And when God, blew his nostril and he's given him life, he given him, then they said, Adam have risen because he was able to walk and he was able to function, he was given life, So out of the three, the one you should have is the one you ask for. You ask God to give you is the one where mutma'inna. That means is very content, not striving to get ahead. It's they don't. It doesn't blame you for stuff and always guiding you through the right direction, and always trying to help you do better in life. That's the best one. And anyhow, because that's are the three type of souls. Okay. And the other thing I want to talk to you about why God, the Creator, Almighty, tests people. Because since creation, why God is testing people, right? Before you evolve, before you given something. Because God, first of all, it will test you if you are deserving. If you are deserving what you're going to be given. Okay? And second of all is if they know what type of, if you would listen to the soul you were given, if you don't really consciously think before you act, you just do what your soul tells you. So and stuff. And because, okay, in the beginning there was, heaven did not know fear, did not know wars and stuff like that. All of that is being brought in by Satan. Satan is the one who started all of this, instigator of wars, and he's a troublemaker, a ruiner of all things, and he ruined, God's creation when he muddled and he inserted his seed in there. God did not create Adam and Eve to have Eve have a child with Satan. You understand? That's never meant to happen. Okay? So when you understand that, you understand why God testing you. Because I see people on YouTube, what kind of God will test, because this guy was talking about the test of Abraham when he says to Abraham to kill his son. And then he wanted to see if Abraham would do it, because Abraham had no children for a long, long time. I can't remember the years. And he prayed and asked God for one child. So obviously that child is very, dearing to him. When God tells you to kill that, the only thing that means something to you, it's a very tough test, you know what I mean? And Abraham was going to do it because he knew God he didn't give him one son. He gave him a few. I can't remember how many, but just look it up. Look up how many children that Abraham were given. Okay? So when God testing you, so that the beheading of Abraham's son never came through, because before he chopped his head, his son, he told him, do what you're told, because I saw him. He goes to him, I saw in a dream I'm doing this to you, and his son, he says to him, do what you are umirt it means if you are what you're ordered to do, so the son was like, yeah, let's do this, but if today's if you tell, like, oh, my son, I'm gonna, I saw in a dream God ordered me to kill you, you know what I mean? The police will be knocking on your door, but anyhow, because no child will do that now, but anyhow, it's very tough test. The point is, God will test you on your loyalty, and also test you on because it will test you on a lot of things. Because when the wars came in, and evil and wickedness and stuff like that took place from one seed, I'm not saying all other humanities are not that, but they're not. That seed is the problem, so that why God testing humanity, testing people, to make sure your heart in the right place. You're not wicked, you're deserving of what God is going to give you. You understand? So this is what, you read, you just make your decision. You make your mind up, and you cannot just follow what you're taught, because you're taught because this is the only way. When you're like, there is questions when you know what, humanity since creation, they've been questioning things, even though, like, when they ask, I think Abraham to bring the Jews asked him to bring him a meal from heaven and stuff, and stuff. God did that because he wanted them to believe in God. God did that. He told them not to kill the golden cow. They went and killed the golden cow, because the golden cow is a blessed cow, and they told them this. He says, describe this, what kind of cow looks like, because they're trying to figure out what God is talking about, which kind of how this cow look like. Okay, they were trying to figure it out, and so anyhow, God, He says, this cow, um basically, when you see this cow, you're mesmerized by by her beauty, this golden cow. Okay, so it's paraphrasing. It says, yeah, mesmerized, or you are, enchanted by this golden cow, because it's so beautiful and blessed. It's a blessed cow. Whatever went, blessing followed. Whatever. If this golden cow came into your house, blessing came with it. You make money, you become wealthy, bring blessing. So what the Jews did, they went and killed the cow, because God described it, what it looks like. It says, yeah, what does He say? He says, whoever sees this cow would be mesmerized by the beauty. That's the only thing I can really. I'm trying to remember. I think of a word to describe what that word means. Okay, so they went and killed the cow. So they do stuff like that. So they do stuff. They could continue to do stuff like that. They continue to do. God is showing you things because He want them to believe. It's not like the Cain seed was not given chances. They are given chances because He wants them to believe. He wants to give them heaven. He wants them to be able to ascend and stuff. But yet, no, they're not willing. They're not willing to do anything God, asks them to do. I think if I have to choose one type of soul, it would be the soul that puts you on, guide you in the wrong direction, tell you to do wrong. Okay. Nafs al-ammara bis-su. Okay, that's what I think they have, because nobody does that. Okay, nobody continue to do wrong, and when you're given many chances to do right, and you still trying to fight God. This is the last. This is the last. Straw, and there's no more chances. You know what I mean? They continue. Hey, we all have free will. Also giving you free will. God giving you free will to do whatever you want. But then do not blame, when judgment comes, do not blame God for not giving you a chance. So that's all I'm gonna say. And yeah. So I hope this helped to explain to you what type of souls are, and yeah, and why God tests us. So when people saying on YouTube, saying no, God would test, to kill your own son. What kind of God is that? Trying to point the finger at God. God didn't allow Abraham to go with the heading of his son. He brought in a lamb from heaven. And the lamb is not Jesus. It wasn't Jesus. It was like a sheep. It was brought in, and that why in Islam we sacrifice a lamb. So you get it now.